start practicing our stuff. Here's all my stuff for each practice. These are some games and videos. So the first thing I have to do is a scale. I'm going to do the B. Okay. Ping pong. That's straight. Yeah. I'm trying to stay on the bridge. Wait. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just do, I don't know. just like Let me get you out. What does it say on soft six? First position first. That's for Kreutzer. Why did I put stuff for Seftrick on Kreutzer? I mean, why did I put stuff for Kreutzer on Seftrick? Gosh. So I forgot that this was for Kreutzer. So yeah, I'm gonna just circle all this and then put it down at Kreutzer. There we go. Okay. Subject number 5. Number 5. Where are you? Number 5. Number 2. Number 5. Why does it do that? It's kind of like that finger pattern, but it's not that much. I don't know. I'm gonna do a see at it.
Are you practicing by yourself?
Yeah, I'm recording it on my computer.
Okay. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
I guess I'll do Kreutzer before I start. Yeah. Kreutzer. Do first position first. Measure 11, 17, 18. Each measure no faster than each note equals 72. Now I need my metronome again. That's smooth. Da 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 da. 11. bum ba dum ba bum. Da dun da da dun dun da da da. Okay. I can still use 4 fingers. Now I'm gonna try without the I hate my mouth. No! No! There. It's extremely annoying. I forgot how to use the instrument. Okay. It doesn't say to do anything specific here, so I'll just do the first page. there. Okay. Good. Okay. 5 and 6. It says behind the melody notes for subject 9, opus 9, number 2. All in first position until measure 52. Cool. That's it. Wrong. Okay. Play the melody notes for subject 9, number 2, so I can shift. Okay. Okay. Symphony. Okay. Holy symphony. That's fine. I used to do that yesterday. Do letter B. Certainly. Okay.
Hey Ella, I'm not exactly trying to interrupt your practice, but I did think of something just now when you played that. I was wondering if you could play it again, and if I could stick my finger where Eugene said to put it. Where did he say to put it? to make sure that you're doing this thing with your fourth finger. Remember he talked about that? I'll hold your scroll.
You said to put it like there.
Okay. So could you just go up the scale with your fingers, no bow, and let me see if I can do that with you. Okay, go ahead.
You can
Just go ahead and do the scale.
Okay.
Okay, so but you're really curved. So how does that work for that? I thought the whole point of that doing that was so you didn't have to go like that.
No, it's like so this only moves, not the.
All right, so put your fourth finger down on the G string and see if you can. That looks really cozy and comfortable. Do you see how that looks different than that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you have the feeling, why don't you go up, do that, what you were just doing, and I'll put my finger here, okay? So it feels incredibly stiff. Does it feel stiff to you?
No.
No? Here, let
Yeah,
me.
I said yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to show you with my hand. It feels like, oh! Why is it so stiff? Are you worried it's going to be out of tune?
Kind of. No.
Kind of. Well, I think that if you can learn how to relax and why is it important not to be stiff?
So you don't get tension and hurt yourself also. So you can actually play without having it sound weird.
Well, and ironically, people who play fast look like they're doing it effortlessly, right?
Yeah.
They're not trying so hard because when you try, you get
Really?
stiff. Okay, let's try it again. See if you can. And I remember Danielle talking about this part of it. So it's not enough to just lift your finger up and down.
No, but
It's actually having to make this part soft.
It was for static, but his goal was to have this be moving like that, like have it tap, and not have this vein like move up and down tons.
Well, but he didn't say not to move this part of your. You see, it's not just this; it's this whole thing. When Danielle was working with you, she called that something. What did she call that?
I don't know. I remember Marcia saying it was like a cake man. Like
Cake man. Okay, and she called it suppleness.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So Marcia calls it cake man, Danielle calls it suppleness, and Eugene doesn't call it anything, but he's pointing to that. So we're not really focused on the finger. The finger is the end. This is the beginning, okay? So don't think about the end. Don't think about the frosting on the cake. Just think about the cake. Try it again. So this is the cake. This is the part of your hand I want you to think about, not your finger. Okay, let's hear the scale again. Can you do some vibrato and let me see what your fourth finger looks like when it's relaxed? So, stop. So one thing about doing some vibrato is also, it's not the vibrato. A long time ago, we used to talk about independent fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for your fourth finger to be supple, it has to be independent. Your whole hand has to support the fourth finger so it can be relaxed. So you have to talk to this part of your hand and everything and let go of everything except your fourth finger. Try the scale again, and when you get to fourth finger, wiggle it. Remember how Marcia said to do bow wiggles?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to ask you to do a finger wiggle. And it's a supple check. You're already tight. So I don't care where I want you just to put your fourth finger down anywhere. I don't want it to be in tune. Okay? Now, when you put your fourth finger down there, it looks really supple. When you try to stretch to reach it is when it doesn't look supple. It's almost like you need a small violin to make your fourth finger supple. Maybe this violin's a tiny bit big for you still. So when you play your fourth finger, let go of all of this. Try it again. Do you know what I mean by independent?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I mean, like, do one finger at a time. When you finish with that finger, you lift it up for the next finger.
Kind of, yeah. But what I really mean is when you're standing on your fourth finger, lift up one of your feet.
Okay.
Lift it up and put it in my hand.
Oh.
Lift your foot up.
I can't exactly.
Well, that's why your fourth finger can't exactly either. When you can stand on one foot without falling over, that's what your fourth finger needs to do. Your fourth finger needs to stand on its own. And in order to do that, you have to support it. And the way you support it is not stretching it out, but by bringing your hand more on top of it.
Okay.
Try it again. No. So you're working really hard to make it in tune, but you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. It's the same thing with some of those exercises. If you can make it sound what Eugene is asking for, that doesn't mean that you're doing it correctly. So put your first finger down. Play A, A, B, B. On open A. A. Okay, now play it again and watch your finger. Okay, now play A, A, C, C. And watch your finger. Okay, now play A, A, D, D. Okay, play it again. Okay, now play your fourth finger and take your thumb off. Okay. So now we've discovered that the reason it's hard for you is because of your thumb. That's why your fourth finger is stretching, because you're pushing with your thumb when you put your fourth finger down. Okay, so now go up the scale and see if you can relax your thumb when you hit your fourth finger. And when I mean relax your thumb, I don't mean you have to take it off. I think you just have to sort of connected to, you see, when you put your fingers down, it's not just your fingers, it's also your thumb. They work together. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and I took a lot of time. I'm sorry.
Okay. I did the wrong bones. I'm gonna do it one more time. I don't know what my list is, but I know that I don't know anything else on my list. I don't know. I'm gonna try that piece. Wait, what? I can do it there. Okay. I forgot to say 3 on the list. 3 and. Triplet, 2E and 3E and 4E and checks on all those. They are messing me up. Because they're not marked. Shark. And oh my gosh. Da 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 I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna count that B on 35. 1 and okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 chocolate, 2 chocolate, 3 chocolate, 4 chocolate. Fine. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be done.